Hey there, welcome to the latest episode of the Sexy Thyroid Solution. I'm your host, Angela Brown. So today I want to talk about what minerals do for your thyroid. But first, if you're watching on this on YouTube, if you could do me a really big favor and like this channel, subscribe to it, and you're going to hit that little bell button so you get a notification every Thursday when I release my new video. And if you're watching this on Instagram or Facebook, like this and share this video. Tag someone who you think might benefit from this because that would help me. So let's go ahead and get started here. There's a lot of minerals that I feel like are very, very important for your thyroid. I check all of them as much as I can when I am working with my thyroid people. But I just want to hone in on some of the really, really big ones today. Magnesium, I'm going to start with first. So magnesium is used for so many things in the body, not just thyroid stuff, but it's used for a lot. But one of the big things that I like magnesium for is its connection to calcium. Calcium is really bad at slowing your thyroid down if it gets really, really high. And magnesium, it regulates that. So that's why there's such a close connection of those two. When I'm looking at a mineral test, I want to look at what both of them are doing. Because typically what I end up seeing, if someone has thyroid symptoms, is they're usually going to have an elevation of calcium. And the magnesium isn't there to offset it. So I look at their magnesium levels and it's usually low. And I see this interconnection all the time, and they end up having really, really slow thyroid because the calcium is too high, it's slowing the thyroid down, and the magnesium is too low, and it's really, really telling the calcium to just stay there and slow the thyroid down. It's not offsetting it. So that's why I really check both those together. I want to see what both those are doing in conjunction to each other. Another one is iodine. So on a hair tissue test, I don't check iodine. It's not a good thing to check in your hair, but there's a whole bunch of markers in there that can allude to, do you have iodine deficiency? It's really common to see when the thyroid's slow. So iodine is really important for your thyroid hormones. T4 is made up of 4 iodine molecules, and T3 is made up of 3 iodine molecules. So you can see why you need iodine. You have to have it for your thyroid hormones. Something that I commonly see not checked in people. It's not even really addressed in a lot of people that have thyroid issues, which is a pretty big disservice because it makes up your thyroid hormones. And if you're not checking what those are, or if you're not even looking at what your T3 and T4 are doing on a blood panel, you can't even assess what iodine's doing. So it's really common to see this. It's very important to know what iodine's doing. Again, I don't necessarily go right into iodine testing. There's so much on the hair tissue test that can tell me if you're deficient in it and if I feel like you need it, that we kind of go that route. But again, it's really important to have this assessed. I absolutely encourage people whenever they're doing anything with their thyroid to have that looked at, even if it's just hair tissue testing, to kind of give you some idea if you're deficient in it. And selenium is another one. I'm curious if you ever had your selenium checked. It's not very common to have it checked. I do it in a hair tissue test. It's really, really good to see in a hair tissue test. It's very accurate. Selenium is needed to help with conversion. T4 is inactive, T3 is active, and you have to have that conversion over. There's not enough T3 typically. You make about 80% T4 and you make about 20% T3. Well, T3 is active. So you need that conversion over, and selenium is one of the things. There's a lot of things that help with conversion, but selenium's a big one. Really helps with getting that T4 over to your active T3. So you got to know what selenium levels are doing, and it's always very common to see it deficient in people who have a slow thyroid. Even if their TSH, their blood panel ends up looking totally normal, I typically, if they still have symptoms, I'm usually seeing selenium levels are low. It's really common to see this. So you really need to get your selenium levels checked. I think it's really important. And boron. Boron is another mineral that I look at on the hair test. Really common to see this low in people. It's not something that commonly people just take. It can be in multivitamins, but it's like such a little microdose of it. It's not much in it. So I typically like to see it on a hair tissue test. I want to see what that's doing. It's good for a lot of things, but one of the big things that's helped with conversion of T4 to T3. And it also helps keep magnesium in the cell. And magnesium, again, it's going to offset high calcium, which will slow your thyroid down. So you can start seeing what I'm talking about here. There's a big interconnection between all these minerals. They all somehow connect to each other. So that's why I look at most of them combined on like a hair tissue test, because you need to know what they're all doing. And then lastly is potassium. Potassium is probably one of the more important ones that I really, really get aggressive with if I see it pretty deficient in people that are telling me they have thyroid symptoms, with or without knowing what their blood panel is. Potassium is big for helping with conversion of T4 to T3. Now, again, I talked about there's a lot of things that help with the conversion. Potassium is a big one. It's really important for thyroid health. It's not commonly checked either. You can do it on a blood panel. Again, a blood panel is going to kind of give me a snapshot of just like right now. When you do it on hair tissue testing, it's going to give me an average over 3 months. So I'm going to get a better average. That's why I do the hair tissue test. It's a really easy test. That's why I really push it, because I can find all this on one test and it's so simple to do. But potassium is pretty dang important. I really, really push this when people have a slow thyroid. It's so important to have this. So hope this helps you. If you have any questions about this, definitely reach out. It's a lot of information, but I think the mineral part is really important. If you are struggling with slow thyroid stuff, I would be adamant you probably should have your minerals checked some way, somehow. Find a practitioner. If you can't, reach out to me. I'm happy to help. I also have a new guide out that kind of lays out what markers I feel like are the important ones to get checked on a blood panel, because it's really common for people to not even know what to have checked and what it even means. It's really hard to understand a thyroid blood panel. So I kind of have it all laid out in a guide of what it should look like for a blood panel, what it means, what the reference ranges mean, what normal actually means, because I don't really agree with what the lab says is normal. So I kind of have it all laid in the guide. So if you want that, you can click on the link. I have a link below that you can access that. Again, if you have any questions, reach out. Let me know. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do me a huge favor and subscribe to my channel and hit that bell so you get a notification every Thursday. And if you're watching this on YouTube, on Instagram or on Facebook, please do me a huge favor and like this and share this. Get this information out there, because I just want to help people that are struggling with thyroid stuff and can't get answers. So hope this helps you. If you have any questions, reach out, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.